Hello, well we're back on the Maxon Apex 520 hand portable, putting it from business radio onto our local 70cm amateur radio repeater. And where's our intermittent speaker connection? I did sort out the snag with the squelch control. What I found is they'd put a preset in, because as you're probably aware, some business radio users don't get to grips with squelch controls very well, and so they had preset it. So I've put the wiring back onto the switch, and it's not hard to do because I could have guessed it anyway, but the service manual is so comprehensive that what we've got here is that it tells us what colour wire goes on the actual squelch control. So it's black, which hadn't been disconnected, we'd got brown in the middle, and then we'd got blue to the right. So that's all back in and working. So now the alignment of the receiver, what I've just done is to just pop it somewhere near being on frequency. So I've got the frequency on the signal generator like you would, and of course that's the trimmer for the crystal 1 position, crystal 1, when you're doing the 1 channel. And if I remember rightly, it's just a matter of popping up those with the now they've been painted over so they don't drift, and that's quite a good practice when you're dealing with business radio. So what does it say here? Receiver, tune T1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 7 for best synad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 7, and 5 must be later on in the procedure. So that's what we'll do. So what I've just done, I've just scraped some of the paint away from these adjustments. See where that's 10 microvolts, so that's 2 microvolts. So let's see if we can adjust any of these. It's going to be fun. There's only that one I've uncovered properly. I've not got the synad meter on. I'm just going to do it by ear initially while we just get these unpainted. Well, that's made a big difference. I'll drop the signal generator down. We're actually now at 0.6 microvolts. So just down to T2 that I'm struggling with. Okay. So I'll now connect up the synad meter. Right, we'll run through these again now with the synad meter. So that's 1. Still having to use a screwdriver instead of the trimming tool, but it doesn't matter in this situation because at this point they're not ferrite, they're silver. Now we'll do T8, 6, sorry. Six. Seven. And let's see what they want us to do with the others. So we're going to do we are going to do the crystal shortly. Go back and touch up the tuning 1 through to 7. It says, and then 5 and 8. T9 is factory tuned. Yeah, that's that one there. That's going to be the detector. I am going to do the detector with the set being so old. So now I want us to move on to find the black trimming tool that I use. Just pause the video while I find the tool. Okay, so transformer 5. We'll just touch up that one, which is there. Now the detector, we need to put a really big signal on. So I'll put the equivalent of +30 on, and then we'll adjust T9, which it says factory preset. But they do drift out over a period of years, so we'll just do that. Actually need a bit more volume. So we're looking at peak on the oscilloscope there. That's now spot on. And it's now off the clock on my signal generator, so we're looking at what? Yeah, I've had to knock it up a range, so we're now looking at that's 0.3, 0.2 of a microvolt, 0.15 of a microvolt, 0.1. So if I switch off the carrier, you can tell it's there at 0.1. So that's very impressive. Right, I'll set the squelch and see where that comes in. It comes in right from 0.1, so that's, can't argue with that. Right, we'll pop the carrier off, because what we're now going to do is the 21.4 IF to make sure we've got it on frequency. Now I've got a signal generator behind me on the next bench, and that is set to 21.4. So what we're going to do is to plug a lead into that, and you'll see what happens. I've done this before with the crystal controlled CBs. Okay, we're all set up, so I'll now switch the signal generator on the next bench, which is at 21.4 with no carrier, with no audio. So what we need to do is to nullify that to put it on frequency. So with the appropriate crystal trimmer, I've forgotten how awkward these are to get to. I'm glad I don't do these all day like I used to. So that's now on frequency. You heard that beat note disappear. That's it, spot on. So that concludes the receiver. Put the carrier back on. Receiving down to 0.1 of a microvolt. So next thing I'm going to do, I've bought an aftermarket CTCSS board. I think from somebody in the Netherlands via eBay. We're going to need encode. I'll pop that in, and I'll just show you that in, and then I think the job's a good one, as they say. Just before we wrap the job up, we've done the transmit, we've done the receiver, fitted a CTCSS module. That will go in the little bulge at the back of the case there. I'll put some insulating material there. We'll probably use double-sided tape to stick that down. And as you can see, I'll just try and zoom in, but the camera will go into digital zoom. It's a very small, compact CTCSS module with just 4 addressable tones, and the chap who makes these in the Netherlands, I bought it off eBay for, I think it was 15 quid. You can ask which 4 tones you want. Well, I think it's 71.9 in our area, so that was what it comes with anyway, so that's fine, that's set up. I did have to put a blocking capacitor in. He does say in the instructions here that you may have to do that. I noticed there was a DC element. So put a 1 microfarad blocking capacitor on the CTCSS output. We didn't need to do Pt2, it's just on all the time, it's tiny consumption. And I had to put a 470k resistor in because it was doing the full deviation of 2.5 kilohertz, and we wanted it to be about 0.4. So I put a 470k resistor in, and it just connected, as I said earlier, it just connected as shown on the CA1112. So we had a connection CA1112, so that's where we've put the 470k resistor and the 1 microfarad capacitor with some heat shrink tubing on them, and that to the output, which is the yellow wire. And then we've got the power earth is there, CA1112, and the red power wire goes there. If we'd have bothered with doing the Pt2 one, it was a bit of a faff, it didn't need to be done. So there we are. So that's now working spot on. I'm going to put the radio back together, and then we'll see whether it still works into the test set when I've put it back together.